Hi there. In this video, we are going to learn how to write equations of lines in slope-intercept form. So I can write the equation of a line in slope-intercept form. All right, so first things first, let's review of how to find slope. So what is the slope of line AC? So here is A, here is C. We're going to find our vertical change over our horizontal change, our change of Y over a change of X. So to go from here to here vertically, we have to go down 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. So we're starting off with -4 because we're going down 4 boxes, and then we are moving to the right 2. So our slope is -4 over 2, which is just -2. The next one, what is the slope of DF? So here is the points D and F, and we're trying to find the slope of this line here. So in order to go from the one point to the other, in order to go from point D to point F, you need to go down 2 vertically and then right 1. So we're going down 2, right 1, which is still -2. So what do you notice about the ratios used to find your slope? So the first ratio we use is -4 over 2. And the second ratio we use is -2 over 1. You'll notice that both of these are equal to -2. You'll also notice that they are proportional, right? 2 times -2 is -4. -4 times 1 is -4. Look at that, your cross products are equal. So, therefore, they are also proportional. The next question says, what do you notice about the two triangles? All right, well, let me redraw these here. This has a length of 4 and a width of 2. This has a length of 2 and a width of 1. What do you notice about these triangles? Well, from 4 to 2, you divide by 2. From 2 to 1, you divide by 2. So the one triangle is 2 times the size of the other one, or you can think of it like the smaller triangle is half the size of the other one. So they're actually similar. The bigger triangle is double the size of the smaller triangle. All right, moving on. Slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So m is the slope, and b is the y-intercept, which this means where does the line cross the y-axis? What is y when x is 0? Okay, so when you have an ordered pair of 0, comma, whatever this is, okay, this is your y-intercept. This is the point where it crosses the y-axis. All right, so we're going to write the equation of the line given the slope and the y-intercept. So we really need to make sure we know this, y equals mx plus b, to do the rest of this. All right, so we're going to start with y equals mx plus b. If our slope is -2, I'm going to replace m with -2. And we know that our b, our y-intercept, which is b, is 5. So I'm going to replace b with 5. So here is my equation, y equals -2x plus 5. We're going to do the same thing here, y equals mx plus b. All right, well, our slope is 3/4. So I'm going to replace m with 3/4, and our y-intercept is -3. So we have y equals 3/4 x plus -3. Do you see how we have double signs here? Nobody ever uses double signs. Even in my class, I have told you in the past when we do combining like terms, right? We don't have the plus minus. So we rewrite this as y equals 3/4 x minus 3 to avoid the double signs. Okay, I'm not saying what we have here in blue is wrong. It's really the same thing. But nobody will write it like that, and you won't see an answer choice written as such if you have a multiple choice question. All right, moving on. Write the equation of a line in slope-intercept form given a graph. All right, so the first thing we need our slope. So lucky for us, this graph has our 2 points, but even if it doesn't, you should be able to figure out what the 2 points are. There's plenty of points on the graph. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. Our vertical change is +4. And then our horizontal change, 1, 2, 3, is +3. So our slope is 4/3. Leave it as a fraction. Okay, don't turn it into a mixed number. Don't turn it into a decimal. It's easier to keep it as a fraction. And now your y-intercept. Okay, the y-intercept is where does this line cross the y-axis? All right, so if I erase this and I really pay attention here, right, this is the y-axis. Okay, we want to know where the blue line crosses the y, which is literally right there. All right, so it crosses at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -5. So our y-intercept, our b, is -5. So when we go to write our equation, y equals mx plus b, we replace m with 4/3, and we replace b, this plus b, because it's not a positive b. In this case, we have a negative b with -5. All right, let's look here for our next graph. We have a slope of, we're going down 2, and then right 1, 2, 3, 4, right 4. So our slope is -2/4 or -1/2. And then our y-intercept, our b, where does this line cross the y-axis? So here's the line, right? And here's the y-axis. It crosses right there at that point, which is at the 1. So b equals 1. So now our slope-intercept form, our equation y equals mx plus b, we're going to replace m with -1/2. We're going to replace our positive b with +1. And now we get our equation y equals -1/2 x plus 1. All right, write the linear equation for the graph shown. All right, always make sure you draw in points if there aren't points there. So I see a perfect point here. I see another perfect point here where the line crosses exactly at a corner. Now, if I'm reading this from left to right, the line is rising from left to right, right? So therefore, my slope is positive. So we're going to start first with the vertical change. We're going up 1, 2, 3 boxes, which is really 30, right? Our units are going up by 10. And then here we're going right 1 box, which is 10. So our slope is 30/10, which is 3. Our y-intercept, where does this line cross the y-axis, which is here? You'll notice that the line crosses at 0. So our y-intercept is 0. So our equation of our line, y equals mx plus b. We're going to replace m with 3, and we're going to replace b with 0. Now, this plus 0 is unnecessary. You have y equals 3x. If you have the plus 0, it's just extra. It's not wrong, but it is extra. And hey, look at that. This should be familiar, right? This line is straight and through the origin, so this could also be written as y equals kx, where k is the same as its slope, which is 3. All right, so this is a proportional line, so we have y equals kx here. Hopefully you remember that. All right, and next we have this line here. So let's find our slope. I see a perfect point here. I see another perfect point here. So let's find our slope first. We're going to go down 1, 2, 3, down 3, and then to the right 2. So our slope is -3/2. Our y-intercept, this line crosses the y-axis. This is the y-axis, this is the x-axis. So it crosses the y-axis at this point here, which we're going down 1, 2, 3. So down 3, -3. All right, so our equation, y equals mx plus b, we're going to replace m with -3/2, and we're going to replace that positive b with -3. So here is our equation, y equals -3/2 x minus 3. All right, moving on to the next one. Here we've got a 0 slope. Hopefully you remember that horizontal lines have a slope of 0. If not, we can review why. You'll notice that your vertical change from this point to this point, you're not changing vertically at all. So our vertical change over the horizontal change, our vertical change is 0, but our horizontal change is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to the right 4. So 0 divided by 4 gets you 0. So that's why our slope is 0. Our y-intercept, it crosses the y-axis right there at 2. So we have y equals mx plus b, where m is 0, b is 2. So we have y equals 0x plus 2. All right, well, look here. 0x. 0 times x is just 0. This is not necessary for you to write. So we have y equals 2. All right, so any horizontal line, you have y equals a number. And you'll notice that no matter what ordered pair you use, if I look here, -1, 2, 3, 4, up 2, so -4, comma 2. No matter what ordered pair you use, you'll notice that every y value is 2. Therefore, it's understood that a horizontal line is just y equals whatever the y coordinate is, which is 2. All right, so for this next one, you should know that the slope is undefined here, right? Because it's a vertical line. If you don't know that, we can review why. So I'm going to pick 2 points here, 1 and 2. My vertical change to get from the top point to the bottom is -1. Right, vertical over horizontal change. So my vertical change is down 1, but horizontal, I'm not going left or right to get from the top point to the bottom. So my horizontal change is 0. So that's why you can't divide a number by 0, you get undefined for your slope. All right, so then your y-intercept, well, here is the y-axis, and the blue line doesn't cross the y-axis at all. So we're saying that our y-intercept, there is none, because the line doesn't cross it. Don't write 0. The answer is none. There is no y-intercept. So what we say for this graph is we say x is equal to 3, because you'll notice that this point is at 3, 1. This point is at 3, 3. This point is at 3, 2. You'll notice that this point is at 3, -2. All of your x values are at 3. So that's why we say x equals 3. We can't put this in y equals mx plus b form because there is no slope and there is no y-intercept. All right, so that's all. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you learned how to write the equation of a line in slope-intercept form.